Punitive damages requirement. For our subs, we put in a waiver of consequential, which would include punitive damages. We don't get much pushback on the pushback from the contractors on that side. There's language that requires punitive. We usually strike that out because we don't want it. Subsidence exclusions, and depending on where you're at. It could be the coast, particular, what's going on with all the rain, mudslides, subsidence issues. Want to make sure that we don't have exclusions to that, especially if we've got a contractor that's working on aids where there's subsidence. This last one is kind of interesting. You see this in E&S markets. Oftentimes, a E&S GL carrier will put a classification limitation in there, stating that they're only going to cover the contractor for example, it's an electrical contractor for electrical wiring and servicing, electrical work. Meaning if they decide to be an HVAC contractor, could be an exclusion for that type of work. Again, these are just things that show up as exclusions and just kind of top of mind things to be aware of, as you're reviewing coverage. I'm going to start to page over and look at this stuff. Is more for, you'll get the slides with this. CG 2010-1001. By today's standards, this ISO endorsement is the broadest coverage available. Everyone used to think that 2010-1185, that was the broadest. That endorsement might still exist out there in a proprietary basis, but recognizing the 1001 is probably the broadest one that's available. Go to the next slide. Just inserted the 704. And this is where things start to get a little bit more restrictive. And when you go down to A, they start to define that the additional insured's coverage for our acts, our clients' acts or omissions, acting on their behalf, and the like. So, they kind of start to limit what will trigger.